You have an action thriller coming out, Gunpowder Milkshake, starring Karen Gillan from Jumanji and Lena Headey from Game of Thrones, and we have King Aelle from Vikings in it as the goon leader Yankee. And the last thing you have done this year is a comedy short film, quite cool thing, about a pandemic in a different reality and under pandemic conditions, filmed under pandemic conditions. So I have two questions about these new projects. Number one, Gunpowder Milkshake, we assume is coming out next year. Is that something to look forward to for the Vikings fans who like gore and fights and all that?
It's a very Tarantino-esque. It's got a huge sense of humor. It's also got some quite visceral, nasty, violent type business, but it's also very much empowering for the incredible plethora of female stars in it. And it is, as I say, it's got great music, Ilfman, great directing, Navot, great turns, fraught with people who are exciting and very now. And I personally, quite often in fact, most of the time, when I look at the things that I end up being cast in, I look at it and go, well, I wouldn't go and see it, or it's not my cup of tea. This is absolutely my cup of tea. So, yes, good Lord, I can't wait. I'm doing some ADR on it later in this very week, and I can't wait to get a glimpse at what made it through the cut. So, good Lord, excited about that. And in answer to your next thing about the other little shorty,
how did the filming under pandemic conditions differ from prior to that?
Well, no, it's very respectfully observed, and a lot of masks and a lot of respectful distance in all of the usual places where it's absolutely fraught with bodies. Like there were very rarely more than 3 people shooting. We were all clean, bill of health, etc. And
did you get tested? Did you get tested for it?
We didn't get tested, but for the period before we started, nobody, and they did test that, but nobody had a raised temperature or a persistent new cough or any of the things that we were supposed to rely upon for that sort of thing. I mean, we had as good measures in place as you do if you go to the dentist now, where you have to go in, do your hands, and then lean forward between something that judges what your temperature is. Yeah, it's not a perfect system, but it was a system that was scrupulously observed, and nobody felt unsafe. And more to the point, however long it was ago that I did it, I would have had a communication saying, oh, by the way, the hairdresser or the this or the that suddenly got tested positive, and we've had none of it. Therefore, enough time for incubation has passed to say that actually we did it without any peril involved.
Anything else you wanted to say about it?
I think it's really fun, and I think it's really quite, without trying to flog itself, I think it's a rather dry and comedic and dark take on something that actually ultimately underneath it all is a kind of comedy.